Also, last one for me. Just yeah, it looks like you're getting a great reception on the recruiting trail. Just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we feel like that the kids, when we call them the 27s, the juniors, have been amazing. They all it's wild. We're talking to kids from coast to coast and then north and south, and they know the names of our players. They know my name. It's interesting. They know who our hitting coach is, who our pitching coach is. I mean, they followed us. They must have watched us a lot last year, all the way through Omaha. I mean, they're bringing up Beloy, they're bringing up Davalon, they're talking about, our crowds, and it's been great. You feel as a program, you kind of got it going, you got a little momentum. We need to take advantage of it. Getting the players, we need to take advantage of it in many ways. I wish we had more seats in the stadium. I wish we could get more people in the stadium because I think now is the time to strike. I just truly believe that. Now we're recruiting these kids. Example, the weekend of the Notre Dame game, we're bringing in, I don't know, 18 to 20 of the best 27s in the country. Pretty exciting. And a lot of kids that maybe a few years ago might not have come on a visit here. So that's what we're looking forward to. We're also going to bring in a lot of kids for the A&M weekend that we can't get in, and we're going to get some. We're not going to get some, but the ones we get are going to be good.
Appreciate it.
Jackson, go ahead.
Hey Dave, just wondering first impressions of a couple newcomers, Damian Ruiz and James DeCremer. What have you seen from those guys since they've arrived on campus?
Well, DeCremers, I've just seen him throw a couple bullpens. He's got a good arm. He's got good stuff. He's got a pitch that I'm not sure what we're calling it, but it looks like it's awful hard to hit. Um, Ruiz had 83 hits last year, I think, at Lamar. He can really run. He's faster than I thought he was. Played left field there, but he can definitely play center. I've watched him run around out there. Either way, he's going to be an outfielder that can run and catch the ball. I think he's going to be able to steal some bases and get on base. So excited about what I've seen in the last 2 weeks.
Obviously, if Nolan gets back to full health, he's a candidate at shortstop. But how do you kind of manage the guys there, when he's maybe not able to make the throws this fall? Who are some options over there?
Well, TJ Pompey, young man we brought in from Texas Tech, played a great shortstop in high school. He's played third base, second base there. They've had a shortstop that or two that they've left there. I mean, he could go. I have a lot of shortstops. I mean, Luke Cornelison's shortstop. Landon Schaefer plays short. Carson Brumball's done a great job at short. Alexander Peck. I mean, that's just a name. I just named 4 or 5 freshmen right there. And all the guys that I just mentioned, they're guys that are physical. They're big and they've got some pop. They can play short, second, third, first, whatever we need to do with them. And I think as a true freshman, bottom line, you just want to get in the lineup. But we'll be moving guys around there.
What are some of the things that like you most need to look at with a true freshman, maybe at that position? Like, what do you need to see to have that trust that you can play a true freshman at shortstop?
So yeah, just being consistent, fielding and throwing accurately. Just make the routine play. You look at the way we've played that position for many years now. You had, Battles, and then Bolton was not a great offensive threat, but outstanding defender. Battles was amazing. Obviously, Aloy's been amazing. And I just went through the last 5 years at short. What they've all done is they've made the routine play and made accurate throws. And that's what you have to do at that position. You make a great play in the hole. You show super arm strength. That's great, but make the routine play, turn a double play. Your feet to second base need to be accurate and thrown where they need to be thrown, where we can move towards first base to turn the double play. Just all the little things add up. And, as far as being verbal and a leader, yeah, that's probably secondary right now. That usually evolves with playing time, but just be a consistent middle infielder.
Last one from me. If I remember correctly, Hagan maybe at first when you told him he wasn't pitching in the fall didn't love it. How did Gabe kind of take that? What his plan was going to be this fall.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like he was good with it. He kind of gave you that look, and the eyes go up, and they're like, "Yeah, that's probably a good thing," and can really focus on getting super healthy and strong, and maybe a little bit of downtime from throwing because I feel like he needs a little more. And again, this is from our pitching guys, telling me Coach Hobbs leading that this would be a good thing, and I'm all for it. Guys that are third year in your program that have pitched a lot. I always worry about them. I don't want them being tired at all when the season starts. I want them to be ready for the marathon and the long haul and be good in May and June.
Daniel, let's try again.
Can you hear me now, Coach?
Yep.
Okay. I guess with Dietz, is he one that will benefit from maybe just resetting from everything that he went through last season? And kind of what have you seen that's allowed you to say that he's throwing better than ever?
Well, first we saw him pitch in the Cape, and we watched his outings, we watched his velocity, his metrics, and they ticked up every time, and that's a good sign. Really, when you think about it, he came in, had a little injury, it got worse, got it fixed. You know, he hasn't pitched much. Pitched a couple times for us last year at one outing against LSU, and we ended up losing the game. But his stuff was amazing, and it didn't happen again. So we knew it was in there. And then, the summer ball, like I said, got better and better. Now he's back here. I think he's starting to pitch freer mentally, just let it go. The injury's behind him, and now he's got to build up, gain some confidence, and do what he did when he walked in the door, which was really good, even if he's just that guy as a freshman. But he needs, you're talking about a third-year player that doesn't have very much experience at the Division I level. But the stuff looks like it's going to be there. Hopefully it'll go well this fall, and you never know. Maybe he jumps in that starting rotation.
And then you had Jimenez last year from Oregon State, DeCramer this year, and then Kozel from Vanderbilt last year, McElvain this year. Is there, some kind of connection that maybe some of the players that you've transferred in past, put in a good word for you, or, is there any connection there, I guess?
Well, I don't really know if those guys knew each other a lot. Obviously, the two Oregon State guys knew each other. We just knew that when DeCramer got in, we knew he had a good arm, but his stats were just okay if you looked at him, but it didn't match up to the stuff. So maybe there was something going on there. And when he got in, we got him. I'm sure it didn't hurt that we had a player in here from his former school. With Kozel, I really don't know, if he talked with McElvain a lot, if any, but I can tell you this, when McElvain got in, we knew what he was coming out of high school. He pitched against us. We knew that the stuff was there. The numbers weren't there. Basically, he just felt like he needed a new start. I mean, they do a great job at Vandy. So sometimes you just need to do something different. We wanted him. We had a need for that, and we got him. I'm sure that he probably, before he made his final decision, talked to, a former teammate about it. But I'm glad that both of them are here.
All right, come back around, Matt.
This is the longest you've ever had a coaching staff together. What's been the importance to keep this group for all these years?
Well, first off, I think that they love coaching here. I think they like working for me because I let them work. I'm not hovering over them and questioning everything they do. I don't micromanage. I've said that many a time. I think they appreciate that. We've been winning a lot. I don't know. I just feel like that they like their situation, so to speak. Yeah, there's always somebody coming in and poking around and making calls and, trying to, maybe sway one of them to move on. And I think that until the right head coaching job pops up or they can get that, they're going to be here.